Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with an impromptu video because Blizzard leaked a bunch of nerfs in their test server. I don't know what happened, but apparently all the nerfs have been leaked, or at least it seems like it. Buffs, not so much, so we'll still have all that to cover on Monday, and I wasn't going to cover it, but then, well, you've probably seen other people covering it, so I'm sure you want my opinion on it, because I'm not totally sure on some of it, so we'll talk about it. Again, we have our giveaway going on, $200 worth of Hearthstone packs. All you have to do is like and comment on the video in the description below. Subscribe to the channel. If we hit 57,000 subs by Sunday, I'm giving away an extra $100 worth of packs. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. So yes, Aleko Gariko has confirmed that this oopsie little thing, a little oopsie doopsie patch planned for next Tuesday was pushed early. I don't know if it has to do with the hotfix. I don't know what was going on, but yes, they could confirm that the changes seen on live are accurate. So let's go over what he talked about is going on here. So they're doing a small number of nerfs this patch. Vile Library, so the Demon Hunter, or sorry, the Warlock location will lose the base of +1/+1. I predicted that one. It slows it down a bit. I still think the card's probably broken. It's still probably insane, but you have to have an imp on the board for it to work. And it's not, I guess it maxes out since you can only have 6 imps on the board at +6/+6. So still ridiculous, but you know, they don't want to kill it. So they're going to try it with +1/+1 less. Will that be, you know, good enough to not be in? I think Warlock's still gonna be really good, and it looks like that's the only change to it. They're not hitting Impending Catastrophe. That card draw engine will stay. Stag Spirit Wildseed will no longer make a 3/2 weapon, so the 5/4 beast will only make a 3/2 weapon, not a 4/2. So it slows down the lethality of that card, the damage it creates. I imagine we're getting a dust refund on every Wildseed card. I don't know how they're going to do that, because there's like 2 epics and a legendary. Are they going to get full dust on all of that? They kind of have to, no? They hit a Wildseed card. So I do think that's a good change. The 4/2 weapon was a lot of damage. That's like 4 every turn, and it piles up. I think Wildseeds are still good. The board presence is like, to me, especially when I was playing like the mid-range Beast Hunter package, the board presence was more important than the weapon, but certainly hurts them. But at least the damage output is lowered, and I don't think it kills it. Snowfall though is a huge change. It becomes a base 5/5, so it's no longer a 3/3, but it no longer grows based on minions frozen. It just freezes the board, so it doesn't kill you. That's the main thing that I've been like, that's a really good thing. It's still super frustrating that it's going to freeze your board. You can still chain it with Macaw. That is a frustration, but at least when they freeze you, it won't murder you. It won't be a 13-13, 14-14, and it won't keep getting bigger with, like, you know, Bran and Bolner and all that stuff. And Macaw doesn't get the buff, right? When you play the Macaw, it's just a 3/3, and that's really good. So I mean, I think a lot of us just can't stand the chain freezing, and that's still gonna happen, but it's not this giant minion that's absolutely gonna murder you. So this is an absolutely huge change, and I'm glad they've made it. Snowfall to me has been an egregious card. It's been way too good for way too long. Shaman can still freeze the board, can still stall. In a wild where you have like Toxfin Flurgle, you could still just clear the board right after freezing, but this will be a game-changing nerf. This one is absolutely huge and will have implications in both standard and wild. And I'll be curious, do they unban it from Duels? This is a banned card in Duels. We saw Lightning Bloom get unbanned when it wasn't, like, you know, broken anymore. Maybe Snowfall eventually gets that treatment, but yeah, really good change. Happy to see it. Macaw still can do really broken stuff, like with the Nathrius. I still think Macaw's a problem, but we'll see how that plays out in the long run. Next, we have Alignment. This is the one I'm really worried about. It no longer affects the opponent. I have had this talk a lot on my stream, or just theorizing. Celestial Alignment only affecting you. It sets your mana to 0 and then your cards to 1. I feel like this might be an advantage to the Druid player, because then once the alignment's on, they're the one abusing it. Every card's 1 or 0 mana, and then their opponent's stuck paying full price for stuff. Like, I don't think this is the effective nerf we're looking for, but they must be confident, right? Like, this must be the solution. I'm worried. I've seen so many people throw this suggestion out there that alignment should be one-sided and that would hit the card. I am not sold. I'm really not sold. I feel like this might be a mistake. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like alignment only affecting one side might be a buff. I really do, because it's still Anacondra. You have all the 0 mana. Like, if you don't die the turn you play it, you still kind of just win, because you have Anacondra, you have your growth, or sorry, your nourish. You just go off, and your opponent, they got to pay full price for their cards. Yours are 1 or 0 mana. You can still do all the broken combo stuff in Wild. I'm not sold. I never suggested this as a fix, because I think you're buffing it. I hope they're right. I really hope they're right about this, because I feel like they might have buffed the card. I don't know. They're smarter than me. I know that much, and we'll see how it plays out. But this one, look out, in particular in Wild with Gloop. I don't know if it's a nerf. I really don't. It's really quite scary to me, but at least it's not two-sided, so the other opponent's not frustrated that they can't play their cards the way they want to. But at the same time, it's really scary to me, but we'll see. And Wild got a nerf, and I keep saying they are giving support for Wild. Cobalt Illusionist will cost 5. They didn't ban Epsilon. They will be bobbing up to 5. Dane got his own big rogue destroyed, but this way you can't tutor it with the 3 mana sketchy information. You can't draw it with a tutor spell that hits a death rattle that's 4 or less. So yes, you can't hit Cobalt, you can't hit that high roll. I mentioned that if you want to kill Big Rogue in my video talking about that, you would make Cobalt 5. And that's what they did. Big Rogue no longer a thing in Wild. It's just, without Sketchy pulling it out, it's not going to be a thing. So they killed that deck. I said they probably would. They probably saw the initial numbers, they're scared. And Big Priest, they love Big Priest. They know casuals love Big Priest, so they don't want to hit it. And it doesn't quite have that pop off as often. You have to hit that 0 mana dredge spell perfectly, but it does happen pretty often, I will say. And they say in addition to these nerfs, we're also doing a substantial number of buffs. Some have been discovered. Edwin will be a 3 mana 3/3. Edwin's like a really good card. Why? Like, Rogue. Like, stop with the Rogue stuff. I don't know. I'm so sick of Rogue getting insane cards buff. But yes, Edwin, the legendary Edwin, not the old one, the 3 mana 2/2, the one in standard will be a 3/3. So you can chain your draw even cheaper. Really, it's already a really good card. So it's broken at 3. I can tell you that much. And Relic Vault to 2 mana, that seemed like a no-brainer. But the majority of these buffs were likely not spotted. So there's more buffs. So Relic Vault to 2 mana, really big, but relics need more than that. So we'll see if there's more. For the rest of the buffs, stay tuned for next week. Early next week, Paladin, Demon Hunter, and Warrior fans should have a lot to look forward to. So yeah, probably more relic stuff coming. But yeah, that's all of it for now. We'll find out again later next week. And yeah, I'm happy with all of it, but alignment scares the crap out of me. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like it could be a buff. We'll have to see how it plays out. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.